Hey folks, welcome to Hayden Me Grilling. Now today we're going to start prepping a 9-pound brisket flat. I've never done a brisket flat before. We're going to a 4th of July party tomorrow. A buddy of mine said, hey, you smoked the brisket? I said, absolutely. So we're going to get started on this. So here we go. Now before I do get into this, it will be July 5th when y'all see this video, but I do want to wish that you all have a very happy 4th of July. Y'all have a good time, safe, come back ready to go the day after. So again, let's get started trimming this brisket. Now this brisket does not have a whole lot of fat on it. There is a little bit here that we're going to trim off, but we're not going to trim it down very far because a flat, it is easy for it to dry out. So we want to keep as much fat without having too thick of a fat cap here. So we're going to do a little trimming. Just kind of cut this down like this. Here we go. And right along here, trim some of this off. All right, so that's all the trimming I'm going to do on this side of this brisket. Like I said, I want to leave as much of this fat as I can on here to help with the flavor and to help keep it from drying out. Now there really isn't much in the way of silver skin on this side of our brisket, so I'm not going to do any trimming on this side. But what I am going to do at the moment, I'm going to come in with some salt. Just kind of, I don't want to overpower it with salt. So I want to spread some salt around through it, and we're going to dry brown this for about 5 hours or so with this salt. All right, so we're gonna put this back in the fridge uncovered and let it rest. Let that salt sit on it and soak into the meat. Like I said, for about 5 hours, actually it's gonna be longer than that, till midnight, and then we'll bring you back for the next step. All right, so our brisket has been in the fridge with that salt brine for about 7 hours now. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna put us a binder on it. We're gonna go pretty easy with our Granny Moore's gang steer. And the reason I say easy is because remember, we already put salt on it. So we don't want to put too much seasoning on it, especially something like an SPG that's already got salt in the seasoning. We don't want to make it too salty. So let's get started. So for our binder, I mean, there's so many things you can use. Mustard, hot sauce. But tonight, we're going to use the old W sauce. We're going to get us a little bit here. Pour it over the brisket on this side. Then we're just gonna rub it all in. Folks, I do apologize. I thought I had the recorder. I pushed the button for recording, but did not. So we got this seasoned up here, and we use the Granny Moore's gang steer. To me, this is a perfect all-around blend of salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic. But we went fairly light on it because remember, we already had salt on it from the dry brine. But we got it seasoned up with our Granny Moore's gang steer. We're waiting about 15 minutes to let that meat start to sweat and really kind of soak that seasoning into the meat. As you can see there, we've got our smoker set to 225 degrees. That's what we're going to start off with. We're going to get our temperature probe in using our ThermoPro. We're gonna plug this dude in, and we're gonna let this go until it hits about 165. Alrighty, so we put this thing on at midnight last night. It is 5:30 thereabouts, and we have hit 170 degrees. So we're gonna raise the lid. First time raising the lid since we put it on here. We're gonna raise the lid up here. Oh, that is beautiful. Good bark on it. Now it's time for the wrap. So we got us 2 sheets of butcher paper laying here on the table. We're gonna spritz our butcher paper. This is apple juice mixed with apple cider vinegar right here. Actually, bring it down just a smidge. Lower the lid on the smoker. What we're gonna do, we're gonna come up and over, There we go. Go. Trying to roll it tight. Now, we're gonna put this brisket, this seam side down. Now we're gonna raise the lid, put our brisket, like I said, seam side down, right there. We're gonna take our temperature probe. At first, it's kind of a chore to get through that paper. We're gonna go right inside there. We're gonna lower the lid. Now with this flat, because we don't want to dry it out. So we're gonna take it to 195. So we just hit that magic number of 197, but I feel like maybe we got there a little too early. So I'm gonna come back with the ThermoPro Lightning, and we're just gonna verify. The hardest part's getting through that paper, but I mean, it's pretty dang close. Is we've got this cooler here, and I got one towel down in the bottom, and we're gonna set our brisket on top of that towel. Then we're gonna take us another towel. Kind of want to fold it where it'll fit down in the cooler a little bit better. We're gonna drape that one over it that's on the bottom already. And we're gonna set this in here on top of it. We're gonna let this thing rest for about 2 hours. Right. Unwrap this thing. Oh, you see all those juices? I was worried about it drying out because of the brisket flats. It is easy to dry it out, but I don't think we're dry at all. All right, all that's left to do now is start slicing into this thing here. I'm gonna come over to this end first. Get this edge. And we're just gonna start making our slices. Oh yeah, folks. That was a little thick, my bad. That top portion just falling off. I'm try to get one here cut that I can show you guys. Huh? So the best part about slicing it here before we go over there is I can do a taste test here. And so I've got this little small chunk that I cut off. We're just gonna bite into it, give it that all important taste test. Look at it dripping with juice. I'm gonna lie to you, that's good enough that I'm kind of tempted to say, hey, the brisket was a disaster. It's unedible, and keeping this brisket right here at the house. Very good brisket, very tender. I've not cooked a brisket yet that was that juicy. And this was just a flat. I was so worried about drying it out, but this thing, oh, the juices were plentiful. Very good flavor. And I think it was a large part from that W sauce we used as a binder. And of course, the Granny Moore's Gangster. Very good seasoning. Salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic. So y'all please, let me know what you think of the video. Again, I hope y'all had a wonderful 4th of July. And we'll talk to y'all later. Please like, subscribe.